Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about, is it the end? Is it over? And if it's not over, how much lower can the altcoins go? Well, Bitcoin just trades in that range that we've identified. It feels like for the last few months it just sat in. So we're going to look at that and a whole lot more. And of course, as always, smash the like button. That does help get this channel out to more people, does help support the channel, as does all your wonderful comments that you leave. You take the time to write them. I take the time to read them and respond. And if you've left questions in the comment section, I do get back to that as soon as I'm able to. However, if you'd like more immediate engagement interaction, you can find me in the Discords. The Stocks with Josh Discord, the links are below in the description there. You might have to click the more button, and I've got my own crown traders there in the Stocks with Josh Discord where I share education, insights, I share some resources, some trade setups, and of course entertainment, because this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And of course, there is the Tribal Trades Discord, which is unfortunately closed, but there is an email address there. You can get on the wait list for that. All right, so let's jump into the news cycle that we have. And FTX just made a test transaction of 1 Bitcoin. The repayments start today. What is it? Around 15 billion will flow into the crypto market, bullish for Bitcoin and altcoins. Okay. So look, the question was that I started the show with was, is it the end? Is it over? No, I don't think it is. I don't think we're at an end. And certainly we're not at an end for Bitcoin. There are no signs there that it's the end for Bitcoin at all. Altcoins, however, have taken a fair hammering. And as I've shared over the last few days, the reasons why, in my opinion, is number one, an oversaturation of the meme coin market and too many people risking too much of their portfolio in high-risk plays. And I've said all along, even from the beginning of this bull run, that meme coins, 99% of them go to zero, maybe more, maybe 99.9% of them go to zero. Rug pulls and scams, and you have to be very, very careful. Now, the second reason why, and of course we saw the Libra scam where 4 billion of market cap was completely wiped out from the market, and that impacted because that's money people don't have to buy the market, or maybe they have other positions that they now have to cover and sell. And so that creates this downward sell pressure. Now, the second reason I think is the yellow brick road is people are going in with high leverage liquidity and it just getting wiped out to the upside and to the downside. And a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, I did a show with Josh on a Sunday and we talked about all these levels and we felt the market was coming down and there was that big dump, that big wick, and a lot of people got wiped out. I think it was the biggest leverage wipeout in history. That means people lost their money. And so between Libra and all the other meme coins that have gone to zero that people have invested in, and then, of course, that big leverage wipeout, that's taken a lot of money from the market. However, we've got money coming back into the market. And I do think we can still have an altcoin season. So no, I don't think it's over. I don't think we're at an end. Certainly for Bitcoin, it's not. And look, if it was to be an end and if the bear market comes, I think it comes for altcoins and it comes for many of the weaker, lower cap, high risk altcoin plays. I think the strong will survive and thrive. And we could be seeing a little bit of a shift in the market there. Certainly that we just don't see everything pump as we usually do because there's just not the liquidity. However, I think if we want an altcoin season, it's time to sell your high risk meme coins, low caps, takes the loss, and put them into other altcoins. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you to do that, but I think that's what would be needed if we would have an altcoin season. That's exactly what I've done. And I even did a video on this. The video that I did, here it is here, is dumping these altcoins. 1 month ago, I shared with you all the strategy. I got out of the meme coins. I got out of the high risk plays and I got into Ondo. I got into Sui. I got into Tau. I got into some more Bitcoin. I even shared alt season canceled, what I'm doing. I gave these videos months ago, over a month ago. And so I have guided you through this bull run very accurately. I told people what was going to happen before it happened, before all these meme coins dumped and low cap coins dumped. And some of you might say, well, weren't you telling people to buy meme coins? Weren't you telling people to buy coins like BOMP and giving setups on Doge and Pepe and others? Absolutely, because there was a time where it was good to invest in these and you could make money off these coins. And I made 10x on BONK. I was an early buyer or early-ish buyer on BONK, and I made good money on BONK. But there was a time I said, I'm selling all of my BONK. I sold all of my blub. And a lot of people are like, oh, but they're giving you high percentage. It doesn't matter if they give you high percentage on something that just keeps going down. So I got out of those plays, and I was very transparent about it. I was very public about it, and I was 100% right. And listen, if you're out there, if you're holding coins that somebody shared about and you bought a year ago and you're still holding it, that person's no longer holding it, that's not their fault. That's yours. First of all, nobody is forcing you to buy or forcing you to sell. That's number one. Number two is, many times, look, I was very bullish on a coin called Casper, K-A-S-P-A, but there came a point where after I'd made a 10x on Casper, I'd held for long enough, I cut my losses. This was the same with other tokens out there that I'd held for periods of time. Arweave was another one. I held Avalanche at a time. But things change, narratives change. Just because you believe and invest in something a year ago doesn't mean you should be investing it and holding it a year later. You got to move and shift when the narratives move. There was a clear narrative shift from meme coins into AI agent coins, and there was a time where that kind of boomed, and we made money on coins like Virtual and AI Fun and AI XBT, and that all kind of went a little bit of parabolic. And when that finished, that was time to get out of those. Sadly for me, I held on to a couple of those too long, and I still am in a couple of AI agent plays, and I'll probably continue to hold them because it's a small part of my portfolio, and I only have 2 of them now. And so we've got to be able to move when the market moves. We've got to be able to shift. Now, obviously, Bitcoin is one that I've never done that with, but other altcoins, yes. Now, some of the ones that I haven't done that with, I've just added more to, are coins like Tau and Sui. But there was a time with Ondo that I sold all my Ondo. I rolled it into Sui. Sui did a 500%. Ondo did nothing. Ondo just went down because they had a big unlock coming January, and people sold 3 or 4 months early, and it wasn't until after the unlock had happened in January that it started to move up, and then the news about their blockchain coming out and the tokenization of real world assets, where you'll be able to have your Apple stock or your Tesla stock on the Ondo blockchain and be able to earn yield on it. And that's created a very bullish narrative for Ondo. And so some of these I'm just adding to, of course. Solana isn't one of them. Solana is one that I sold a lot at 290. And if it does get down a little bit lower, maybe I'll buy back a little bit for a swing trade or a scalp trade. But I'm not looking for a long-term hodl on Solana, because Solana is an inflationary token, such as is ETH and as Doge and Near Protocol and a whole bunch of others out there that don't have any cap on their supply, and people can just keep printing tokens and adding to that supply, which really suppresses price. And I'm not really interested, as if you saw my video the last couple of days, coins like XRP and ADA that just have enormous supplies means that it takes a lot of capital to move it just to get a 2 or a 3x. And of course, XRP has a huge amount of that supply. I mean, people were freaking out about the Ondo unlock on January. XRP unlocks 1 billion tokens every month. They have 100 billion supply, and they've got 43 billion of that locked up, held by one entity. That is not good tokenomics, people. All right, so let's look at the Bitcoin charts here. So my play has been, number one, is I got out of the meme coins. I shared that video. I got out of the meme coins. I got out of all my high risk plays, AI agent and other low cap coins that I just felt when struggling, hadn't returned, and I cut and I rolled them into the other tokens. That was the first step, and that included rolling more into Bitcoin, okay? And that's what I shared with people in doing that. Secondly, I have responsibly bought the dip. I'm not just going to try and catch a falling knife and it's a dip that keeps dipping. I'm going to wait and patiently wait for a reversal. And I want to see a reversal. What's reversal? I want to see some higher highs and higher lows. And if I'm not seeing that, I'm not too excited to get in the buy. That would be better to short the market and be able to make money as it goes down. And so that is true leverage trading, of course. And so most of my trades have just been short, quick, in and out scalps. I have dollar cost averaged a little bit into Ondo. That's been one where I've added a little bit to more recently there, because I was a little bit light on Ondo because I sold all of it last year, and then I'd been slowly buying it back every time there's some significant dips down. And we will have a look at Ondo in a minute, but if we look at Bitcoin here, let's jump to the daily time frame here. You can see that it's doing just fine. It is not in a bear market whatsoever. The key line for me is we don't want to lose this 90,000 area here. We've been between 90,000 and 100,000 ever since back in November. So that would be a big level to lose. We've got the 100 EMA on the daily there. The 200 EMA on the daily is all the way down there. We could come down to 85 and still be in a bull market, people. We've got the 200 simple moving average daily down there at around 80K down there as well, which would provide a lot of support. So we're not even close to those. This would be, I would be around starting to get near the danger zone. If we would lose the 200 EMA and lose this and get quite separated from this, then yeah, if we started to come back and we came back, we could, in theory, we could come all the way back to 73, 74, and we would still technically be in a bull market. But for altcoins, they would take a fair hammering. So what I'm looking here, it's very simple. 95, buy the bottoms there. That's the area to buy, and then sell this Fibonacci line here at 97,800, or you sell the top here, rinse, repeat. You could have made a lot of money just buying the bottoms here at 95, and even better had you bought the bottoms when it's come down to the 90K regions here, buying those and then selling up the tops at 100K. So we're just moving in between that level. If we're to go to the liquidation heat map, we're going to follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And you can just see it's just the same. We're just coming up, liquidating. We might come up here to 97, liquidate down there, then come back to 94. It's just really quite a boring sideways chop unless you're trading the ranges. Trading the ranges would mean you might get in at 94 and you might get out at 97, or if it goes up to 97, you might short it down to 94. You can clearly just see they're moving between these liquidation levels here, between 94 and 97. So I can already tell you what the range is going to be today. It's going to be between 94 and 98. There's 98 up there, somewhere in between there. It's just continuing to range. Now, at some point, Bitcoin is going to break out of that range, either below 95 or above 100K. That day could be today. I don't want somebody saying, oh, hey, you told me the ranges would be this. And yeah, it will be until it breaks. And so, but right now you can see, why would they leave this range? They can just go up and print money and take money there, down there at 94 and up there at 97 and 98 all day, every day. This might come up and continue up to take to 97 and 98 and then come back down again. I think possibly with the FTX news, a lot of people might be buying this dip and thinking all this money is going to pump it, and we may see it come up there a little bit. So you can just kind of see how this all works. And yeah, look, there it is there, right there, 95. This is what I said yesterday. This is what I predicted would come down and happen. We'd come down, hit the lower part of that range before going up again. That's exactly what happened, exactly as I said. And no, I'm not the market maker, okay, even though my name is in Market Maker. I'm not the market maker, but I feel like that's what I would have done if I was the market maker. Okay, and then as promised, we're going to just jump to Ondo here and take a quick look at one altcoin here. I've been sharing this in the Discord, sharing levels all throughout the day over the last few days in both Discords. But here for Ondo, the 200 EMA on the daily is at about $1.14. I would do $1.15. That's slowly going up. That would be a nice entry there. Below, we've got $1.09. Then we've got $1.04, which is the 200 simple moving average, and then the $1. Those would be the levels that I would be focused on. Obviously, $1.20, we're really testing that at the moment. If we lose that level and we break below it and retest, let's see what's happening on the hour. There we go. That's what's happening right now. You can see we lost that level. We're retesting it. We're rejecting currently, which leads me to think, yeah, we could come down to that $1.14, $1.15 level. I did have a buy order there that got filled because I like just putting it a little bit above there for Ondo. And obviously, if we see any further downside, now the 200 EMA on the daily usually is going to be a pretty rock solid area. You can see that before it could even get there, the buys jumped in on that one. And so, but I do think some, if not all of this wick could come down. Most of the altcoins, we've seen them come down to the 200 EMA and the 200 simple moving average. So we could see that happening. If we do lose this level there, it could be a nice little short down to $1.09 or a nice little short down to $1.05 or both. And of course, you could just open a nice little short if we reject here at $1.20 down to around about that $1.15 level. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, until the next episode or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.